Good morning, everybody. This would be a first grade classroom, and today we will be learning about the weather. So, what we would do for today is I'm going to walk you through about how I would be teaching this lesson. And so, the first thing we would do is I would go over the agenda, and in my PowerPoint, I will have a video or slideshow which shows the review, and we would be reading a book about Fly Guy Presents the Weather, which would be about a 10-minute lesson or book reading. Then we would be doing a rainy cloud activity, and the third thing we would be doing is I would be closing the lesson with a conclusion of questions. So, how I would be doing my review is I would have 6 pictures up on the board, and it would show a picture of the rain, lightning, snow, a hurricane, wind, and tornadoes. And so, for these pictures, I will have my students point to each picture and tell me what they think that weather is that's on the board. And this gives them the chance to think about what we're going to be reading about and what type of weather is here in Pennsylvania, which is the whole idea of the lesson. So the next thing I will be doing is I will be bringing my students to the carpet so I could begin reading my story. And as for my ELL students, I will have them each have their own book, and they will also have their own little paper and pen, so they will be able to take notes, and this gives them the opportunity to be able to make the connection while hearing what I'm saying, because sometimes it might be harder to read, but it also gives them the opportunity to see with pictures and the actual words, which hopefully will get the point across even better. So after I'm done reading, I will ask everybody to stand up, and I will take them back to their desks. And at their desks, they will have a mason jar, some water, and food coloring, and shaving cream. And so what this project is going to be is it's going to have represent rain for the students and be able to kind of have them participate and kind of think about what the story was about and the weather that's here in Pennsylvania. And so first we fill the mason jar up with water about 3/4 the way up, and then we put some shaving cream at the very top, and then we add some food coloring in. And so what this project is representing is the rain, which will be kind of exciting, and it just gives the first graders a chance to create something themselves that makes them really excited and more interested in learning. And so after this presentation, I will conclude the lesson with a few questions. And so how I will conclude is the first question would be, what did you learn about the weather today? So that could be, it's a very broad question. And then what types of weather do we see in Pennsylvania? And then how can the weather help us? So this would be an example for students to say, the rain helps plants grow, which could be then lead into, and plants and trees give us oxygen for us to breathe. So that helps us and that helps our environment. And then I will also ask about how the weather negatively impacts us. So with really bad tornadoes or really bad winds, sometimes it can make people homeless or, yeah. And then the last question was, has anyone seen other types of weather from other places they lived or had visited? And this question allows ELLs to be participants in this lesson. And it gives them the chance to talk about where they used to live or where they did live. And it also gives the other students in the class chances to tell stories about where they used to live or where they have visited, like if they've been to California on family vacation, they can tell us what they experienced when they were there. And then I will conclude again with a lesson about what tomorrow is going to be and how we will be learning about how the weather is affecting us in different parts of the world. And the last question that I had mentioned was, has anyone seen other types of weather in places that they lived? Kind of brings us into our topic for next week. And then I will ask everybody to please everything on their tables and line up for lunch, and I will end up cleaning up all of the mess.